What happens when stupid cops put handcuffs on a wrong guy without any reasonable suspicion? And more so if that person is an FBI agent. Here's some shocking footages of when dumb cops arrested an FBI agent. Number 3. Agent Burke, a seasoned ATF veteran, faced bullying from the cops, leading him to file a lawsuit against them on July 7, 2020. Burke was sent to a residence in Dublin, Ohio to confiscate a shotgun from an unauthorized resident. But instead they shut the door on him and called 911, providing his badge number to the dispatcher. While Burke was accustomed to this verification process, what transpired next left him stunned. But if you watch this incident, you'll be shocked as well.
Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground!
Agent Burke's behavior triggered a strong response from the cops, who flatly refused to comply with his orders.
Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
The agent was questioning the authority of the police and conducting a frisk for weapons, which he believed he was exempt from. Despite Burke not posing an immediate threat, it would have been wiser for him to cooperate with the police in a respectful manner, allowing them to quickly assess the situation, because it creates a loophole where any criminal can falsely claim to be a federal agent. The cops kept saying, "Get on the ground." The agent was just too firm to not get on the ground and get his ID checked, escalating the situation even worse.
Why wouldn't you show me your ID when I got here? Don't move forward, Lord.
You didn't ask for it.
What unfolded next as another officer arrived will send shivers down your spine. Both of the cops forced him onto the ground, instructed him not to resist, even though he wasn't resisting, just reciting the usual cop line. Well, they tackled the FBI agent, taking his hands behind his back, brutally body searching him, despite the agent explaining to them they'd had a medical condition and asking them to simply retrieve his ID from his left pocket. But it seems those dumb cops wanted to continue playing with the agent, only to later regret it. But the most awaited moment is here. They got their tasers out and took no mercy while tasing him. Even after seeing his ID badge, the stupid cops forced him into the car. Burke was begging them not to do that. Just let him breathe for a second, but they wanted to show their true animosity because they thought he acted out some kind of way.
Why would you act like this?
I didn't act anyway.
Here, watch this.
If you are a real police officer, you ought to be ashamed of
I
yourself.
was trying to give you my creds.
After an hour, Burke was released without charges, but later decided to sue the Columbus Police Department and the officers involved for excessive force and unlawful arrests. The incident had such a profound effect on Burke that he transitioned to an administrative role at the ATF. Watching the footage, it's clear the officers' behavior was unconstitutional and aggressive. However, both parties share some blame, as Burke could have handled the situation more maturely by surrendering peacefully initially. And our second clip will show you exactly how immature the cops are at suspecting people. Number 2. Let's delve into this ludicrous footage. These not too bright cops have formed a suspicion that the individual in question may be a suspect due to his striking resemblance to the actual perpetrator of a crime.
Your racial profile. Am I? Yeah, you're wrong. You're assuming I'm someone that I'm not. Get out of my face, man. You guys harassing me.
Additionally, the individual's unwavering confidence in his innocence has led him to boldly accuse the zealous officers of racial profiling. It is truly astonishing that these ignorant officers believe that the mere resemblance is sufficient grounds for detaining him. Are they not aware of the fundamental principles of the law? Remember, according to the law enforcement must possess reasonable suspicion, which goes beyond a mere hunch. It is evident that any actions taken by these officers from this point onward are not only unlawful, but also unconstitutional. But hey, a big revelation is yet to come. The video was being filmed on a cell phone, and you hear a jumble of voices saying you got the wrong guy.
You guys still got the wrong guy. You guys are f***ing stupid. That's not you. You guys are racial profile thinking I'm somebody.
The officer, initially thinking it was a routine situation, decided to check the guy's ID after his request. However, to his own surprise, the person turned out to be an FBI agent, causing shock among the local law enforcement officers. The arrogant cop's behavior shifted drastically from direct eye contact to avoiding any eye contact after seeing the FBI badge. The agent demands a talk with the supervisor, who appeared visibly uncomfortable and began scanning for the easy way out. However, when the agent requested their IDs, the supervisor revealed his true intentions.
I need their cards, I need your card, I need your card, I need your card.
The supervisor, instead of taking responsibility for his team's mistake as he should have, decided to defend their actions by providing weak justification for the entire debacle. It's a risky mix of arrogance and guilt, a dangerous duo that tarnished the reputation of law enforcement. Instead of owning up to his mistake, this officer shows no remorse. Although he had no other option but to comply with the agent's demand, the IDS revealed the truth. Initially, the supervisor was exposed, followed by the two individuals who initiated this chaotic situation.
So if he wants to make a complaint, you go make it.
I will make a complaint.
All right.
Let's give a big round of applause for their pitiful show of incompetence and disregard for fundamental principles exhibited by these inept law enforcement officers. The good news is that everyone came out of it unscathed, but sometimes these incidents can cause a great deal of damage, and in the next footage we'll show you how. But before we get to our last clip, be sure to subscribe if you are enjoying the video and want to see more like this one. Number 1. Here, watch a sneak peek of the incident.
Call 911. I need a medical attention right now. Unlock me. Call 911.
How this situation panned out to be so worse? To answer this, let's rewind to the beginning.
You got that on body cam?
I do, but I don't understand what the problem is with you meeting me at the office.
I'll talk to the U.S. Attorney's Office about it. You can cut off the recording device now.
This encounter raises a question. Why did the FBI agent instruct the officer to disable the recording device? Something is off kilter, making the agent suspicious, and you must be thinking they got into this situation. Special Agent Hatton was actually investigating police corruption within the Franklin County Police Department. During an undercover operation, he arranged to meet Officer Ralph Gordon in a random parking lot to discuss the case. However, Officer Gordon grew weary when the agent contacted him directly on his personal phone instead of going through official channels, despite the agent's credentials. The officer even questioned the legitimacy of the agent's unmarked vehicle, not realizing that he's an undercover agent or why he would be driving a covert vehicle. It's foolish to ask an FBI agent whether they know about your personal life. If an FBI agent is investigating you, they likely have access to information such as your address, your activities, your spouse's activities, and even your daily routine, including your choice of clothing. Agent Hatton had a valid reason for requesting an informal meeting with Deputy Gordon, as later revealed in their conversation when Agent Hatton hinted at his personal involvement in a broader inquiry into the sheriff's office beyond the scope of the deputy's citation while speaking with his supervisor. As things got messy, the officer decides to arrest the man, citing flimsy excuses such as not trusting him as an FBI agent and claiming he is uncooperative. However, it was actually the officer who refused to verify the agent's credentials. The agent faced a dilemma as Officer Gordon remained unconvinced despite multiple supervisory officers arriving on the scene, leading to his arrest and confinement in a hot patrol car without air conditioning in Florida.
There, brother.
Okay. All right, I'm turning it on right now.
As time passed, the situation worsened with the agent pleading for air and the cops ignoring his repeated pleas.
Open the door. I can't breathe.
Sir, I can't open the door. You're being detained right now.
Causing discomfort and distress during the detainment. But after a while, the deputy received a call.
33, go ahead.
He is legit.
And it was everything he needed to release the agent, but surprisingly, even with the undeniable evidence that confirms the agent's identity as an FBI agent, the officer decides to keep him confined inside the control vehicle. Instead of promptly obeying the instructions to release him, the officers engage in an unnecessary conversation about the matter while the agent desperately begs for his freedom. It takes an agonizing 3 more minutes of pointless discussion before the agent is finally permitted to step out of the vehicle. But unfortunately, nothing could prevent the damage. The deed was done. After 10 minutes, paramedics arrived and police officers briefed him on the situation. The man had complained of shortness of breath and vision loss. Both agencies decided to move on, with Sheriff Smith promising better cooperation. Smith acknowledged the need for more training and emphasized that mistreatment is unacceptable due to ego interfering with common sense. Despite the officer's disrespectful behavior, the agent did not sustain major injuries. All of these encounters between cops and FBI agents could have gone well if they handled the situation wisely, instead of being ignorant and immature about the standards of legal law. These incidents also give a lesson to never arrest an FBI agent, or you'll pay for the repercussions. But if you want to watch what lengths cops could go to satisfy their ego, there's a video on our channel. Give it a watch because you'll surely get the shiver down your spine once you see the brutality of law enforcement.